Hey, welcome to this episode of The Shift. I'm your host, Palmonia. Thanks for joining us. This episode, we're going to focus on healing. And the main focus is what is the first rule of life? Self preservation. It's something that society has almost made us feel guilty of wanting to put ourselves first in any situation. And I just want to take time to shift us just a little bit. Like the second hand goes around 60 times on the clock before the minute hand move once. I just want us to keep having small moves that will keep us moving towards our goals, our goal. Hi, I'm your host, Palmonia. Thank you for joining me on this episode of The Shift. I know I haven't given you an acronym in a little while, so I actually chose to do one today. I broke down the word healing because we want to talk about healing in terms of just becoming better, just becoming whole. And in order to experience healing, we have to first recognize that something is wrong, something is off. I don't feel my best. I don't feel I am functioning at my optimal. I don't feel like I'm giving 100% or I'm 100% of who I can be, of who I know is capable. And so I want to shift you just a little bit, a little closer to finding that optimal person of who you are. So I've broken down healing to mean to help to alleviate all of life's internal negativity to create new growth externally. What is the first rule of life? The first rule of life is self-preservation. But if you're a parent, I know we always say, oh, my kids. Now, when I speak with clients, oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you guys that I'm an author and a speaker. I'm a coach, I have a background in corporate America. I'm just Palmonia. I'm your friend. And we shift each other on our journey by sharing our truth, sharing our stories, sharing our thoughts, sharing our talents, and doing everything together. So an experience that I have gone through or you may be going through, you can say, oh, that makes sense. And you can write, you can comment below. Go to my website, get the free resources, just use whatever tools that are available to shift you closer. When you're on an airplane traveling, and if there is an evacuation or whether or not there is, they go through the process of showing you what to do should one occur. They say to you, if you're traveling with an elderly person or small individuals, put your mask on first. Now, a mother's instinct is to put the child's mask on first. If you're traveling with a 1-year-old baby and you put that child's mask on, something happens and you pass out. What are the chances of that infant surviving? That almost went from 100% to 0. Whereas if you had taken the time to put your mask on, if the baby passes out, now you can perform CPR on that infant, as well as you may be able to help 2 or 3 or 4 other people that surround you. You can help other people get their mask on. You can help do rescue. And that's the whole concept behind putting your mask on first. So that's what I want us to focus on when we think about shifting ourselves into healing. Now, there are 2 ways that we can really heal ourselves. We're going to heal ourselves by one tough one. I had to do this, and believe me, it was tough. You're going to have to learn to love yourself. Yeah. And 2, you have to believe that you deserve to be healthy. Now, how I fell into loving myself, in 2015, I had a training event in San Antonio, Texas. And when I got on the flight, I think I was transferring maybe in Houston or something on Dallas. And this gentleman got on the plane and he's like, man, you're so beautiful. And I'm like, okay, this man is on something. He's smoking something. And he said to me, you're the most beautiful individual on the plane. And because of having gone through some personal development now, being an entrepreneur, I started to take notice. Okay, something's about to happen. I'm being set up for something. I went to the convention, and the night, the guest speaker, she went through, and when you left, you felt like you had been purged. But my assignment was that I had to go home and look myself in the mirror and say, I love you. And oh my God, I felt like a horse kicked me in the gut. I remember grabbing the mirror in the vanity in the bathroom, like, oh my God, because it just felt horrible. I'd never said that to myself before. And quite honestly, I'm not sure if anyone has ever said it to me in a really significant way. I know from me coming from, remember, my truth, somebody saying I love you was always kind of tied to sex. I grew up hating my body because I always heard how sexy I was. And I just hated that because that had me falling into abuse and a whole bunch of... So telling me I'm sexy was like the biggest disservice you could do to me. It's like, I love you. It was weird. Went to bed. Remember, it was after 11 when I got home the night. Went to bed. I got up the next morning and I looked at myself again and I said, I loved you. And oh my God, that same feeling like, oh my God, this is weird. And just so you know that the shift is about us doing things together, even to today, I look myself and I tell myself that I love you. As a matter of fact, I have a book. I have a book that I use in the morning when I do my devotion and my journal. And the first thing I write every morning is, I am beautiful. Because, which brings me to point number 2. You have to believe that you deserve the healing. I had to get to a place where I started to believe that I am beautiful, where I started to believe that I am loving and I'm worthy of love and I'm deserving of love. As a matter of fact, when I went to Lisa Nichols' event in California last year, a few years ago, I remember she has this session where we call Earth Angel. And I remember when you kind of sit in the chair, what's most your soul wants more is what kind of pops out of you. And I remember mine was, I'm deserving of love, respect, and honor. So I want to encourage you today to look at yourself and say, in which area of your life do you want healing? In loving yourself, in letting go of the past, in believing that you're deserving, that you deserve to receive love, that you deserve to be honored and respected, that you deserve to be whole, that you deserve to live from a cup that is so full that you get up every day and say, I am ready to pour this out on someone. And when I pour it out, I will not walk away empty because I will still be full. That's how I want us to shift. I want us to shift into a space that we give. And when we give, we feel good giving. But we are still full because we're serving from our overflow. Affirmation. Affirmation is a great place to start loving yourself. For those of you who don't know, I am big on pen and paper. I write everything down. I got notes. I'm in my car and I have thoughts and then ideas are coming to me, and I'll get my paper towel that's in the car and I'll come home with strips of paper towel with notes on it. Sometimes I use my iPhone and I record, but there's just, so write who you are. And remember, you're not writing who you are today. You're writing who you are tomorrow, who you are becoming, who you are shifting into. I'm writing into the Palmonia of tomorrow that will change a generation. I'm writing into the Palmonia that will protect her daughter so no one will ever abuse or take advantage of her. I'm writing into the future for little girls who will stand up and say, I am beautiful, that they don't need a man to come to whisper, hey, I think you're beautiful. And then that puts them in a place where they feel they have to give of themselves, because that's not love. So I hope today that you will choose to say, yes, I am going to shift into a place where I believe I am deserving of love, self-love, self-preservation, that I am going to preserve me. I am going to love me. I am going to heal me. Thank you for joining us for this episode of The Shift. Just like the clock, the second hand moves 60 times before the minute hand moves once. And then the minute hand moves 60 times before the hour hand moves once. And that's just to encourage you to keep taking small steps. Keep doing small moves. Keep moving in small areas of your life. And before you know it, you look back and a minute will pass. And then you look again, it will be an hour. And then you look, it will be a day. And then you look, it will be a year. And then you will look and it goes, wow, I'm changing. I'm shifting. I'm becoming me. I'm your girl, Palmonia. Thank you for joining us. See you again as we shift together, simply helping individuals find their true passion and purpose. Remember to like, remember to subscribe, remember to visit my page, click on the link below, get more information, get resource, but most of all, shift into you. I love you. Bye.